Alright guys, Season of the Chosen is here. This is a brand new trailer for Destiny 2, the next season happening, and it is just awesome. Right off the bat, the narrative has already got me so intrigued. We drove back the Hive God itself, and the Cabal are now here to talk some business with us. With the new Empress, Keitel or whatever. This is a character we actually know of if you guys have been paying attention to the lore. She's basically the last bit of hope for the Cabal. She's unifying all factions again because, you know, Callus and the Leviathan have disappeared, supposedly taken by the darkness itself. They have no whereabouts of what happened, and things are pretty frightening for the Cabal, and they're fearing extinction pretty much. So she basically comes to Zavala, and we talk it out. And things don't go pretty well at all because Zavala just basically says, no, we're not going to bow to you. And I do think the theory of this season is that this conflict basically has us trying to earn her right or her allegiance because Cabal, you know, do want to see challenges. They are weird like that. So it does make sense to be seeing us have a whole season, you know, with this, what we call a war with the Cabal again. But I think it's just them trying to have us either submit or challenge our worthiness to have a, you know, partnership rather than, you know, us just work for them. But in general, I do like the narrative in general where it's going. I think Bungie has been nailing the narrative ever since they departed from, you know, Activision, but the gameplay last season probably didn't match the narrative and it didn't feel really entwined. But we got the return of the tower, it seems like the OG tower with the helm area. It looks pretty identical. I mean, leaks have shown that this is potentially what's the case. But yeah, we're getting 3 new strikes, which is pretty cool. 2 reissue strikes, but 3 new strikes to play. Not all of it's going to be coming right day one. We got seemingly what looks like to be some form of challenge arena, showcasing off the new exotic area, which looks pretty cool. I do like the new exotic bow. I'm not really a bow guy, but it does look pretty intriguing. I'll tell you that. It looks pretty intriguing. The Cosmodrome is also getting some love, which is exciting. I love the Cosmodrome location. I'm excited to, you know, enter Destiny again, and excited just to be playing it again and having these new things, making me travel to it more often. Now, the new activity looks pretty promising as well. It's definitely better than the last season. Now, whether or not this will be something like the Menagerie or things like that, we have to wait and see, but there is a lot of room for improvement to, you know, have this, you know, be challenging, you know, not so repetitive, things like that. And it's depending on what the loot is as well, can depend on how much we enjoy it. Also, too, look at these fucking ships in the sky. Like, that's just badass. Like, look at these ships. I'm probably pulling up a screenshot right now, but look at these ships. The scenery in this matchmaking activity is pretty phenomenal. It's like the Cabal, man. You guys, while I hate you guys look pretty cool when you guys are using your little big old ships in the sky. But yeah, we see some new weapons highlighted. Now, I'm not gonna get into breakdown exactly what weapon looks like what subtype, you know, class or whatever. But we're seeing a lot of new weapons showcased, whether it's Trials weapons, you know, reissue weapons from D1, or even new weapons coming from this season. A lot of it looks pretty promising and exciting. But in general, guys, besides the lore and besides what we see in the gameplay, this is a pretty well put together trailer. I'm really enjoying it. Now, we are going to talk about some of the specific details, the roadmaps, things like that. But also, too, can we just appreciate the crow here? Like, look at the crow in this picture. Like, look at him. He looks awesome. He has the crow, the bird. I think he might have a mask on. That would actually do make sense because he wants to hide his face, because a lot of Guardians know who he is of Aldrin before, and it does make sense for him to hide his face. You know, the crow, maybe a bird mask. I don't know. He just looks pretty badass. And Zavala is, you know, front and center talking to this new Empress. And yeah, things aren't going the way, but I do think this is just us trying to earn the allegiance of the Cabal, this big challenge. But in general, I mean, I'm really loving exactly what we're seeing now. I don't know word on whether or not the Vault of Glass is going to be coming back this season. It's supposed to in some form of like the spring. Maybe it launches, you know, next season. We have to wait and see on that one, but we do have to return the Vault of Glass on the way, but we have to wait and see on that one. Now, when it comes to some of the details, specifically Bungie highlights in their article talking about, you know, Season of the Chosen, we're going to talk about a majority of things that they, you know, highlight here in this article. Now, the story itself, the new Empress with the pyramid and Ziggurat destabilizing the system, Empress Khalidi or whatever, the daughter of Callus, seeks an alliance, but maybe she's a little bit more, you know, not so allegiance, you know, offering allegiance rather than slavery. But yeah, she wants us to bow to her, and Zavala just doesn't know in the trailer. You guys saw it; it was pretty badass. So yeah, pretty much conflict between us, the Vanguard, and the new Empress. I do think it's just us trying to earn her respect. Now, welcome to the helm is some of the my most, highlighted part of this article. So it's a new area for the Vanguard staging ground. Basically, it provides resources for the Guardians to, face the most powerful of incursions, and here to help against the challenge of the new Cabal. Now at the war table, you meet with Zavala, you acquire the Hammer of the Proving, and orchestrate, an honorable victory against this new foe. Again, this looks a lot like the old tower, and whether or not it is, we have to wait and see, but I really do hope we, enter this old tower location and kind of get rid of the old one. We have to wait and see what they do with that, but yeah, let's see what the helm is all about. I really hope it's in the old tower location, but I could be wrong. Leaks said it was gonna be, there's hints of it returning the old tower, but we have to wait and see. Now the activity, we have a lot of cool stuff with these battlegrounds, and they all don't drop at once, but they are match made activities. So this is something that is not really in world, but you can trigger, which is pretty cool, and you can play with some people. Now I hope this is very engaging and kind of like the menagerie, maybe not as repetitive as like the sundials and things like that, but yeah, I'm actually intrigued by this activity. It's way better than Wraithborn hunts, and I think anything better than Wraithborn hunts is a win. Now we also got 3 new strikes, or 3 strikes to reissued, 1 new one. Now the new one isn't going to be dropping day 1. We'll talk about that later, but yeah, the Devil's Lair and the Fallen Saber. Basically, if you played D1, you guys know what these strikes are about. These are one of the fan favorite strikes from Destiny 1. Now the exotics and gear we are going to be seeing in this season, we have an exotic quest that is redacted, but there is an awesome looking bullhorn helmet or emblem, so I have no idea what that's for. Now the exotic bow, Tiku's Deviation, don't know how to pronounce that, but it's pretty much a smart tracking bow, which is pretty cool, which is exciting. I'm not really much of a bow guy, but this bow got me intrigued. Now we also have weapons and ornaments, brand new weapons, reissued weapons from D1 as well, but also in general, just over 25 weapons have been added to the loot pool from what it says here, which is pretty awesome. The more weapons, the better. Now, again, it's Bungie's responsibility to make sure that they replace what they remove via sunsetting. So as long as Bungie does that, well, which they kind of haven't, but I do think there is room to improve. I think the first sunset was going to be the most drastic one, and I think everything after that can't get much worse, right? But I could be wrong. But yeah, also Unborn Engrams are returning, which we known about from the last Bungie, this week in Bungie. But yeah, I mean, this is great. They're not going to be dropping so frequent as they were before, but again, Unborn Engrams, way to target loot specifically for your desires, is also very awesome. Seasonal artifact looks pretty cool, has some cool art from Cabal, which is intriguing. Now the armor looks pretty as well from the season pass, which is pretty cool. Now one of the most important parts we have to talk about is the roadmap itself for Season of the Chosen. Now first and foremost, February 9th, we're going to be getting multiple things, specifically the Bellmouth and Hailstorm battlegrounds. The Devil's Lair and Fallen Saber strikes are open. The helm comes online, as well as the stasis aspect quests begin. So more aspects for our stasis. I really hope that they show some love to the other light classes, but we have to wait and see on that one. Now that same weekend, if all goes as planned, Bungie, sometimes it doesn't, February 12th, Trials is supposed to begin, and there's new armor sets, new weapons, or adept weapons. Well, we have seen a new weapon in the trailer, a new hand cannon, which is pretty cool. And then February 16th, that following Tuesday, Cleansing Battleground opens up. Now these things specifically, for the most part, based on their what you see on the bottom here on the screen, if it has a Destiny logo, it's available for all free players. Has the Season of the Chosen logo, it's for Season of the Chosen battle season pass holders, and then obviously requires Destiny Beyond Light is the Beyond Light logo. And there's only one thing that requires Beyond Light, and a lot of things here don't require Chosen, which is surprising because it all comes to the players for free eventually. Now the following Tuesday, Oracle Battleground opens up, which is pretty cool scenery, and the Iron Banner goes live for the first of 3 times. Now the following month, a whole month later, we're going to get the Proving Ground Strike opens for Season Pass holders, and the Iron Banner will go live as well. Now that following week, the Proving Ground Strikes enters a playlist for all players, and the Proving Grounds Nightfall, which should be intriguing. That picture right there looks pretty damned, and I'm pretty scared, not gonna lie. Now the following, kind of 2 weeks later, we get the Iron Banner for the final time. This thing, 3 Iron Banners this season. I'm all for it. I love PvP. I really love the Iron Banner, so that's a good thing for people who like PvP itself. Now that following week, the Guardian games show up. They're here. I love the Guardian games from last time. Titans, we won. And for you hunters crying, I don't care. I really don't care. The hunters, everyone has hunters. I get it. Maybe they score this better so people don't cry about it. I don't know, but I do think whoever wins is going to be people going to complain about in general. But Titans, we dominate the classes. We are loyal to the game itself. and we do everything. Yeah, I said it. And then, you know, obviously that's going to go on for about, you know, roughly almost about 3 weeks. And then May 7th through 9th is the closing ceremony for the Guardian games. And then we do have some more stuff, apparently. Now, I don't know what that more stuff is. They didn't highlight it. But in general, this is shaping up to be a very fruitful season of stuff we can do within this season or next season. I do admit, Season of the Hunt was very lackluster. I didn't really play too much of Season of the Hunt. There really wasn't much to catch my interest. But so far, this one, there's a lot of stuff here that I'm like, I am interested. I can definitely see myself playing a lot of this game now. So I'm going to throw up a few screenshots at the end here. You might have seen these already. Seen you know, some of this stuff. Now there's a few things here, like right here on this image right now. You know, I don't know what this location is. It looks like it's in the menagerie, but it could be a different ship. It looks pretty cool. You know, Cabal stuff does actually look pretty cool. I always love Cabal aesthetics. This also image is, I don't know where. It could be somewhere in the reef or in Nessus, or potentially where the Leviathan used to be. Maybe we entered that Darth Rift thing, whatever, the Dark Rift. I don't know what specifically it could be, but I don't know what this location is. It looks pretty dark, pretty, you know, damning. But yeah, a lot of stuff looks pretty awesome in this game. Like, yeah, I don't mean, there's a lot of cool looking things in this game, and I'm excited to see what the season has to offer. So let me know what you guys think about the trailer. I thought it was a well put together trailer. Not my favorite trailer. I think Season of the Worthy has the best trailer for some time, or the recent Beyond Light launch trailer or something like that. Those two trailers have really kicked it out the park. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about the Season of the Chosen trailer, some of the stuff, the roadmap, new things. Are you intrigued? Are you not intrigued? Are you excited? Are you hyped? Are you super hyped? Let me know down in the comment section below. And for more Destiny 2 Season of the Chosen stuff, as well as some more Destiny 2 content already pre-scheduled for you guys, definitely subscribe for more videos like that. With that being said, I'm going to let you guys go. Hope you guys have a good one. ShadowNinja here, and I'm out.